You're listening to The Alana Show with your host, Alana Vandeveer. One-on-ones with the important people who make our vibrant community run. On the True Oldies channel and streaming anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com. Now, here's your host, Alana.
Welcome back to The Alana Show, where we highlight voices of resilience, leadership, and transformation. Today, I'm honored to be joined by two incredible young ladies who exemplify strength from the inside out. They both train at Senjutsu Martial Arts Academy, a place that's not just about fighting, but about healing, growth, and empowerment. Please welcome
Johana Villafuerte
and
Sabrina Maschue.
These women have stepped into the world of Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and MMA, not just as sport, but as a way of rewriting their stories. One came into training to ground herself and discover her inner strength. The other turned to martial arts after surviving a traumatic experience. Now, using that strength to inspire others. Before we dive in, I want to highlight something very important coming up at Senjutsu. Senjutsu Women's Only Self-Defense Seminar, August 9th at 8 p.m., located at 6680 Lantana Road, Lake Worth, Florida. This seminar is for any woman, student, nurse, businesswoman, real estate agent, heroic, stay-at-home mom, mother, daughter, and or sister who wants to feel more confident and protected in her everyday life. If interested, please reserve your spot at this incredible seminar by calling 561-452-5188. Once again, 561-452-5188. Or direct message them on social media at Senjutsu Martial Arts. It's $80 per student. Please join us, three, among others, August 9th. Stay safe, stay ready. Back to our guests, Johana and Sabrina. I'm super excited to have you here. Johana just won an incredible fight. I have to bring it up. Johana, that was wild. That was one of my first live fights, and I was screaming. It might be recorded, but it's, besides that, that was crazy. How did that make you feel? I just got to ask right off the bat.
That's a great question. And I've been getting that question a lot, actually. But what I can say is it made me feel... What is the word? I'm totally losing it.
I don't know. I couldn't. I can't empathy. Like somebody loses. It's like you can't put yourself in that position.
I guess I could say.
Yeah, you could help.
Accomplished, right?
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, okay.
All that work you did actually paid off.
Exactly. Accomplished is the right word, because
I kind of want to fight, but if somebody hit me in the face, their whole family, I feel like it would just, but if you sign up for it, it might be a little bit okay. That's me. But if you sign, I don't know, that was wild. Congratulations again.
Thank
both
you
of you.
so much.
You want to fight as well. So, okay. Johana, with that said, you mentioned that martial arts started as a hobby. Now you're winning fights from, a hobby for grounding, but turned into a true test of mental and physical strength. Can you walk us through that moment when you decided to take your first MMA fight? What pushed you past your fears?
I would say definitely the people around me, my coaches and my team. They really pushed me to take on this new challenge. As far as myself, I also think I had to remind myself that be confident in what you know. Mm-hmm. So I had to do that. And once I did that, it was kind of like a switch. I remember I used to tell Sabrina and others all the time, no, I would never do a fight. Are you crazy?
Oh my God. I used to get on her all the time about that. I was like, when are you going to fight? Johana, you should fight. Johana.
And I was like, girl, you are crazy. I was like, I will not be jumping in that ring. But when the moment came.
And now you're fierce as ever. That was wild. I can't stress that enough. Anyway.
She really needed that confidence in herself, because I feel like she didn't have that in her abilities. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to fighting, you kind of just have to do it. Especially in amateur fighting, you just take that leap of faith.
No, with that, you mentioned team, you mentioned training and what you know. When you look back when you first walked in the door, both of you, of Senjutsu, and you think of all you've learned, and then you just instinctively applied that?
Yes. So I think it's like when you're in there, there is a little bit of a fight or flight kind of thing going on. Like, you're in there, you're locked in there, and you're just doing what you've been training to do. It's like, you know, my coach Randy, he always says, like, you know, you've been doing it already. Now all you just got to do is get in there and do what you've been doing. You know, it's nothing different.
I feel like with me, it was like I felt in my gut that I was going to win my fight. I had no doubts in myself, and I knew that with that confidence in myself, I just applied what I had been taught. Honestly, maybe I didn't do everything that I had been taught.
Neither.
You know?
No, neither.
Well, I'm not saying that. Like, you're going through. No, I'm saying, like, you know, you walking in, like, okay, let's just say you're coming out before you ever went into Senjutsu. Erase everything, but you got in that ring without having gone there. What do you think that looks like differently? Like, tremendously different? Like, between what you've learned going in from there versus had you never been and you just jump in a ring?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being at Senjutsu, I'm sure it prepared us more than we could have ever been prepared. You know, the people there and the things that they teach you, and the confidence that it instills in you, that's what prepares you for your fight. I'm
thinking of my own personal 10 minutes there, and I learned like 15 things. So that's why I had to ask you, because I bet it's like kind of just is built in you now. That's what they say about like martial arts and these kind of trainings is, especially if you teach like young children, it's one thing that's going to stick with you or them for their entire lives.
Right, like muscle memory.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. That's a good word. And then like versus soccer or something where it's like, you know, it's different. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that, like, when it comes to Senjutsu, it really opened my mind that when you want to be a fighter, it's not just about being perfect when it comes to your technique. You know, that's a big thing on once you become a pro, you know, but when you're starting out...
You're a pro, you both are in my eyes.
But I think when it comes to this, it really showed me how grateful I am to have such an amazing team. Like, they have so much confidence in us as fighters and as people, and they have our backs. And
Amen.
And that's what really inspired me to get into fighting, because I had never wanted to fight at first. I thought about it, but I never wanted to be an amateur MMA fighter per se. And then all my teammates, like everyone at Senjutsu, was telling me, like, no, you should do it. Like, we have faith in you, you know. Even if you don't win, like, you're still, like, a part of our team.
I love that. And the gentleman brought that up. The coaches that we had last time brought up, I mean, it's the same. That's what I love about it so much. And you can feel that when you walk in the door. I don't want to. It is. I love it. And you can see it in both of you two, too. And Sabrina, thank you for being here and being brave enough to share. Now, you turned to martial arts after surviving something no one should go through. What was the first moment like when you stepped into training? Was there a shift in how you saw yourself?
Yeah, probably. I mean, no one wants to have to be in a place, you know, where you're trying to learn and be a better version of you, look for your future, and then you get taken advantage of. And especially as being a smaller woman, I was, you know, especially in those, in colleges and anywhere you go, as a woman, it's hard to get support from other people that you need to feel safe in the environment. And I thought, you know, no one's helping me, so I'm gonna try and protect myself. And I went in there, and it was different because everyone was so kind and so inviting and welcoming. And going in there made me think that protecting myself isn't this scary thing. You know, it's not this. I don't know how to explain it. It's not something outside of yourself. It's not ugly. It's not dirty. It's part of also being human. You know, we don't just fight physically. We fight mentally every day. And fighting physically is just another form of it. And I feel like that was just me being more comfortable and confident in my ability to protect myself when I need to. So it definitely changed how I felt because I had never had that confidence in myself originally.
So that reminds me actually of a verse, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done. And it doesn't mean God caused your pain, someone here did, but he promised, your story doesn't end that way.
Yeah.
And, you restore what was stolen.
Yeah.
But not by erasing the past, but building something even stronger from it. And I love the fact of the team part of it too. Like that's, again, I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, you're never alone. I mean, even when you feel like you are, again, you brought up God. God's always with you, And I posted something the other day saying that, like, God doesn't want to cause these roadblocks or hardships, but, he'll always be there for you during those, and he knows that you will make it through. And
Amen.
it's
And he has a plan.
He has a plan, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just saw as an opportunity, that hardship to get past my self-confidence issues, and I found a beautiful sport when I did that.
And I love the strength that you have now in the ability to share it, because
Thank
that is, I think it goes really under, we're not going to get too deep into that, but I really appreciate you here today, just in general, but also for that. And, and I hope people take that and, drive forward and come to Senjutsu.
Yeah.
Get in the cage. No, just, break them in slow, okay? All right, so for both of you, what's something you've gained from training at Senjutsu that you didn't expect? Maybe a mindset, a mentor, a lesson that surprised you.
A family.
Right.
Yeah. Literally.
Cute. I love that. I want to get a picture or a video of that. That was cute. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Done. All right. So are there... No, I'm sorry. Anything else you want to touch? I mean, it goes without mention, just talking with you two, talking with the two coaches last time. And, watching you fight, watching who showed up and how supportive everybody was. Like, it was just...
I was so excited for her. I was so proud of her. Oh, my gosh, you have no idea.
I mean, it's beautiful. It is a family that fights, but, like, in the right way. It's like therapy.
Just in the
I never even realized. Yeah, exactly. Safe space.
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, everybody, Senjutsu, bring the whole family for therapy, right? I wonder if we can get insurance to cover that. Probably not. So there are so many women, especially younger women or those living with trauma, who feel scared or unsure about stepping into a gym like Senjutsu. It sounds like you can both relate there. What would you say to someone listening who feels like they're too broken, too weak, or too afraid?
I would say, like Sabrina said, you have to take that leap of faith. Don't be scared. I think it's really easy sometimes when you're new at something or when you want to get into something to feel really intimidated. But like Sabrina said, you go into these gyms and you go thinking like this is going to be scary, and then you get there and you're like, being welcomed and people are so kind to you and willing to teach you. So Absolutely. I would say, just dip your toe in there and just get in there, try it out, right? You never know. You might be
winning fights and making the other girl throw up.
You might be getting in the ring a year later. I mean, who's to say?
To cover what I said is, I can't believe that took place. But Johana was fighting and won. And the other girl turned around to leave and puked. And I don't want to bring that up. I couldn't believe... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you have to go to a live fight too, everybody. Okay, so moving forward, I didn't need to bring that up, but I did. So let's talk about that upcoming Women's Self-Defense Seminar. Why do you think events like this are so necessary right now, and what makes Senjutsu's approach different?
Yeah. Oh, so actually, I was at Universal this weekend, and I met a wonderful lady who I talked to about self-defense and stuff like that, and she's super interested in it. And she had gone through a very traumatic event in her life. And I feel like a lot of women, we're not brought up to have to defend ourselves, and we're not, we're seen as weaker. We aren't taught about these things, and then you get brought into the world, and then you experience these traumatic events, and you don't know what to do, and you feel hopeless, and you feel powerless. And I feel like this is super important for women, because just because you're a woman doesn't mean like you shouldn't be prepared to live in a world like we live in, you know.
Kick ass.
You can, you need to have be comfortable with yourself in a world that's like this one. And I feel like these seminars and classes on self-defense is super important as a woman, because we are so underestimated, and we underestimate ourselves.
We
even.
do. Oh, 100%.
You know, so
120%.
Yeah, I feel like it's very, very valuable, because now in age, you know, women are expected to be a lot more independent, and so.
Which,
you know.
Well, we'll do another segment on that, but I do find it, you know, we're talking about a seminar, you know, for everyday self-defense. You're leaving a grocery store, the gas station, how to defend yourself, and, you know, key points like that come up, wording, you know, people look, and, you know, actions and reactions. And then you have the fighting aspect, which is completely separate. This is for any woman to come in right off the bat without any training to learn, you know, key things like that, which is important. So I don't want anybody to get confused that we're going to throw you in a ring. So
no,
this is basic.
No, come to Senjutsu. We'll put the gloves on you and give you 3 rounds.
I would like to add something
definitely,
too.
Please.
Definitely with these seminars and these classes and everything, another thing that you can take away from it is having that confidence. Like Sabrina said, sometimes we underestimate ourselves, especially as women, right? It's like you don't know how you're going to react until you're in that situation. And then when you find yourself in the situation, because I've been there, right? Like you're getting approached maybe at a gas station, a grocery store, you're like quiet as a mouse. Right? But
I'm like, hey. No,
I mean, me personally, I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, man, I probably should have said something, but I was just going to keep on walking, you know? And sometimes, unfortunately, like, even though you keep on walking, you ignore it, it doesn't ignore you, right? It keeps coming.
Absolutely.
So with these seminars and with these classes, I feel like, you know, not only are you learning the technique, but you're taking... you're gaining confidence too. The confidence to be like, hey, stop, you know, or hey, this is not okay, right? And then, you know, when that other person sees that, they kind of feel like, oh, like, this is not the normal, right? Like, people don't expect for women to go and be like, hey, stop that, you know?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, I've done that. I'm like, no, I don't think so. When somebody's right,
you're like,
I just keep walking.
Yeah, I'll just keep walking.
Like,
and they're
I call it with books on my head. You know, if you walk with books on your head, well, it's good for your posture. I got made fun of because it looks like I walk, you know, but it's very good for your posture. But it's like, no, I don't think so. You know, like, and I'm like, that was weird. But it's like, you know, I'm somewhere I don't know. And that's just to be safe. Sometimes they laugh, like, okay, like it wasn't even going your way.
No, it's happened to me recently, actually, on the day of my fight. So crazy.
What? Oh my God, I never heard this.
On the day of my fight.
Before or after?
Before my fight. I went to the gas station because I had to put gas, right? Very important. That I've come to learn is very important to put gas in your car.
Oh, you did it? Did you do it? Don't do that with an e-vehicle because you cannot just go get a tank.
So I went to the gas station. I was approached by a man, right? I turned away. I said, no, thank you. I don't have, you know, anything. And then when I went to my vehicle, right, he kind of waited for, like, the people in the gas station to leave.
Creep.
Yeah. And then he starts, like, walking toward me. And, you know, I'm pumping my gas, and I'm, like, in fight or flight. Because I'm, like, I don't know what could happen, right? Like, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So,
what did you do?
I literally was like, stop. I was like, do not get any closer.
No, you have to, though. What do you do?
But sometimes women, you know, and I've been there before. You wait until they get so close for you to say something.
Well, here's the deal. I think it takes, like, a traumatic experience or knowing of somebody that it happened to say, you know, I'm not going to have, you know, like, it's not going to happen. So you start being stronger. But I think important about the seminar is let's learn about it before so you can apply it before.
So you can
be
prepared.
You know, be prepared best you can.
These experiences are way too common for us, you know.
We
shouldn't have to go through this. We should be able to stop it before it becomes
Absolutely. And this is what the seminar is for. And another thing, I was talking with somebody else is, when you're younger, like me too, like it's, I had great men in my life, like fantastic dad, like, brothers, uncles, and so forth, and I didn't really understand that there was really bad freaking people. And I'm like, what, this seems weird. Like, you seem weird, and then sure as heck they're weird, and it's, but I didn't, you don't trust that instinct, especially when you're younger. So I'm talking to you two, like it's like you trust it. It's weird. If it feels weird, if it feels creepy, it's creepy.
Yeah.
And if it's, so I think that takes place too. And if you come to the time when something bad could happen, you want to know, techniques. You want to see signs before, and then if you see the signs, trust it.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Get out.
And in my head during that time, I was thinking, I was like, okay, he has two options right now. I was like, he has the option to back away, or he has the option that I was pumping the gas. So I was like, he has the option. I was like,
how close was he?
He was like, I want to say like, okay, I'm really challenged when it comes to measurements.
Okay, but I mean, like a pump, like the next pump over.
Like about that, yes.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm just, hey, I'm in fight or flight mode. So I'm like, the gasoline is next. I'm like, if you get close to me, the gasoline is next.
The gasoline is getting poured all over
it's
you.
Next. I was like, that's the next step. And
was
it's
he
like
moving towards you after you yelled at him?
No, he stopped. He stopped. Yeah. He was almost like kind of shocked that I was like, hey, stop. I was like, stop.
Worked, in other words. Okay,
and he was just like, okay. He backed away. He went back. I quickly pumped my gas and I left,
And you want to fight. That was awesome.
Right. Yeah. I was like, are you going to, I was like, sir, I have a fight to attend. I was like, this is not the time to be doing this.
How about go on the ring and then I'll fight you?
I was like...
Oh, man. That's crazy. I love that. All right. So, if somebody approaches, just yell. Oh, you saw the video of the girl wasn't it Florida, the vape smoke shop? The guy that robbed it and then tried to attack her and she, just flipped out. It was on the news.
No.
Yeah, she put up a fight like nobody's business. And that is what you have to do. You have to claw. Even if you need DNA, I'm very, aggressive about this. But if you come into that, you have to just freak out.
Yeah, when it comes to women's self-defense.
And techniques would be much better to have. So attend the seminar.
Attend it. I'm like,
plot. I'm not an expert.
Because when it comes to being a woman, with our sport, we're going against women who are the same size, same kind of amount of experience as us, but except for Joanna's case, but that's besides the point.
She was bigger than I don't know.
No. She just had a little less experience. That's all.
You did?
No, the girl going against her.
Going against. Yeah. Well, obviously.
But.
No offense.
But when it comes to no offense.
I think both of them are courageous for getting the right. Do not, obviously I'm, Senjutsu all the way, but and Johana, but
But basically, when we're out on the street, it's us women against men who are, we can't ignore the fact that they are stronger than us. They're usually bigger than us. They go for smaller women so that they can overpower them. And with the Senjutsu seminar, they're going to teach us techniques that will help us to still get away from them, even with that disadvantage. Still be able to control the situation and with our little knowledge or the difference in the weight or the strength, it still is possible.
And I think in today's world, some people, are desperate, some are hurt, some are, just, weird, just out to, I don't get it. I'm not a psychologist. Actually, we should do a round table on that too. But I think, it can be men or women and it, that can get attacked.
Yeah,
and it's
100%.
like, you want to notice those signs and you want to handle it in a manner where it's appropriate. And where it's appropriate. Me, I'm like, here, you got to bring bear mace, but I think having everyday techniques for certain things that you're not anticipating, like the gas station guy, if you, say it was dark, everyone cleared out and he's walking towards you and didn't listen, you want to have that ability to respond appropriately and forcefully.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. I love it. How do you both carry what you've learned on the mats into everyday life, relationships, work, school? And can you give us an example of when that strength showed up off the mat?
It's such a unique experience to be a fighter.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know how to explain it. There's like if there was another word I could create for it, I would.
Like, what is the first? Okay, you got 3 seconds to pick a word. 3, 2, 1.
Redundantly.
Redundantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just made that up.
Okay. And now, say in one sentence what it means.
It means that once you are a fighter, you have this sort of different outlook on life where you can't just be pushed around anymore. You know, you have a sort of how do I like a gusto about you. I don't know.
I'm gonna get that on a shirt for your next fight. Okay. Redundantly. Hashtag. Okay.
I would say one thing I've definitely learned on the mats is be okay with not knowing something, with always learning something. Definitely on the mats, there's always going to be someone better than you, whether that's technically stronger than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just I definitely had to learn how to, be humble and learn those new things. Sometimes it's a little hard. I think women are a little sassy, especially me. I'm a little sassy, so but definitely had to learn that. And I carry that with me in my everyday life, like just being okay with being a beginner, being okay with not knowing and learning and having someone teach you and show you stuff. So
yeah, because with fighting, it's a big ego thing. You really have to leave your ego.
It is.
Well, you kind of need it. It's kind of like you'd think like ego would be the way to get in there, like having that, but it's not. Like looking at you two, and it's like you two have like profound wisdom. Actually, anybody in that gym, like the kids did. It was like a whole different, like they have this clear vision almost. And it just made sense to me when you were describing that is because it sounds like somebody that, goes through life and they hit 50 and go through all these experiences to conclude what you just did to get in the ring. Like, I mean, what you just described sounds like somebody with a lot of life experience, but it's like very intense, impactful. I mean, it's your face, it's your body, but actually you have internal, power too. Or
I want to applaud.
When we can't find the word.
Yeah. Let's just start making words for words for everything.
No, that's the word. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean,
I was going to say,
go ahead.
I really want to applaud Johana on this because she's made so much progress with not just like her fighting, but her mentality. She doesn't give up, and she's not afraid to start anything. She's not afraid to say
or finish
yes.
it. Yeah.
I definitely thank you.
I love that.
I definitely anyone can tell you, like even my coach, who is also my boyfriend.
Oh, cute.
He definitely told me, like, seeing from when you started training, 6-7 months ago to now, like, those are two different people. Yeah. Like, I would be that person, or, like, that person in the gym, I would get exhausted, and then I would quit, right? But when you're fighting, it's a mentality. Like, when you're in there, you have to know that, you can't quit. You can't get out, right? You have to see it to the end. Yeah. So
how did you overcome that? Like, I mean, maybe in the beginning, like, so you'd quit, do you remember that time? And
I do.
Like, what went through your mind where you're like, I'm not quitting today, I'm going to keep going?
Definitely, there was a time where I quit mid-round, and I was going with someone a little bigger than me, and my boyfriend was on the sidelines, and he just told her to just keep going. He was like, she quit, that's on her, keep going. Mm-hmm. And after that, I was like, okay, I have no choice, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if I'm exhausted. It doesn't matter if I'm exhausted. Exactly. I got to keep going, right? It doesn't end just because you're exhausted.
Again. You can only control your reaction to the situation. And so if you want to get out of that round, good. You got to put up a fight. You can't just give up. Yeah, the round doesn't just stop because you want it to.
And it's definitely a mental thing. Yeah. Like, imagine.
I think it's a profound mental thing.
Yeah, like, you're obviously, like, once you mentally quit something, your body just follows, right? Yeah. But if you are, like, in your head, you're thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get through this, I don't care what the round looked like. I have to get through it. then your body will just follow you too. It's the same thing. Like, my conditioning from that moment in time to now didn't really change, but my mentality did.
Like Sabrina said too in the beginning, is I envision myself winning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That fight, and then that's a huge, they're talking about that all the time now, is if you, like, I'm going to have a $1 billion house or, like, whatever, say it to yourself. Imagine it, be it. And
you got to believe it to see the outcome.
To see the outcome. Awesome. I still can't believe you two fight. It's just so cool watching them. I can't wait for when is your next one?
Hopefully during winter
Sabrina?
break, like around December.
Okay. And then yours. Do you know yet?
I don't know yet.
You're like, I just got out of the cage.
I actually don't know yet, but catch me at Sabrina's fight, because I'll be there.
I will. I was really bummed I missed your first one, one after I met you. Was that your very first?
That was my very first
I'm
fight.
so mad now.
No,
don't lie to us. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm excited. We'll do a short clip when I, announce that they were on today. So, what's next for each of you in training, competition, or personal growth, and how can the community support you and other young women like you?
Johana?
Oh. Yeah, Joanna, you can start.
Yeah.
I would say what's next for me is, I do plan to continue fighting. We will see when, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
I definitely think, as far as growth, I definitely want to try to stay disciplined. Sometimes we find ourselves like, when we have a fight, right, we're really, really disciplined. And then when we don't have it, we're like a little loose. But
yes,
I definitely want to try to
absolutely.
I want to try to stay disciplined. Maybe I don't have a fight right away, but I want to just make sure that I continue training and trying to
I pictured like
get better.
doing like soft techniques, or I don't know exactly. I got to get in there more. I said that last time too. Finally, I will. I'll definitely be at the women's seminar. But so you're gonna just take some time off and then get back into it when you feel right. That's good.
There hasn't been any time off.
No, you don't. With fighting, you don't take time off. No.
Senjutsu, check it out. I love that. This is so great.
You gotta stay disciplined. If it's not
No,
like
you do. And I had before a bikini competition competitor on, and I attempted that, and I ended up getting on stage. But it was just, even that progress there was just it's very, don't let it go. You got to stick to it.
Right.
Ever. Discipline, consistency. But I'm going to get into martial arts and stuff. That's my next deal for sure. But, she's stressed too, is it's like, actually, this is a good question. So leading up to your fights, what is the intent 2 weeks before? What does it look like?
Here's what it looked like for me.
And then we'll get back to you on the last question.
2 weeks before, mentally, I think that's pretty normal. Like, I think throughout the process, the training camp, you're working so hard, and the closer and closer you get to the fight, you start to feel like it's like,
but you had the Senjutsu family behind you lifting up.
Yes, I definitely did. My boyfriend had to remind me countless of times, like, hey, relax. You're psyching yourself out for no reason.
Hang on to that one.
I plan to. You're gonna get in there and you're gonna do everything that we've been working on for the past month and a half. You're gonna do that in there. He's like, don't worry, don't stress about what they might do or what they might know. Worry about what you know and what you're good at. That's what you're gonna go in there and do. So 2 weeks before my fight, yes, I was psyched out. I was thinking about every possible outcome. I was like, man, I could go in there and just get knocked out. Who knows how, but I could go in there and that could happen.
Now, were you thinking to yourself, I'm going to win, or were you kind of in between?
I would definitely say I was a little bit in between, only because the kind of person that I am is I don't like to be cocky. I don't like to be I don't like to be like, oh, I'm gonna win and then I lose. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just I like to be aware that there's a possibility of anything, right? I have confidence in my ability. I had confidence going in there saying my abilities, I have the attributes to win. You know, I have that. But I wasn't like, there was definitely times where I thought about the possibility of losing, you know, and win or lose, you know, my team supports me, and I would have been okay either way. But I think
you win by getting in there. They're just in the ring, and by showing up and doing the training. I mean, it's super cool.
Yeah, the training camp is tough. I think it's the toughest part because you, like I said, right, you're doing everything that you can, right, in your capability, and it's just hard. You know, physically, it's hard to train every day, right? Some days you don't want to. You're like, man, I just want a piece of cake or something like that. You're like, I can't have that.
I hear ya. So wait, I want to go back to Sabrina. What's next for you in training, competition, or personal growth? And how can the community support you and other young women like you?
Yeah, so I am right now getting ready to move to Gainesville. I'm gonna study nutrition at UF, and while I'm out there, I'm gonna be wrestling, and then coming back here to Senjutsu and training whenever I can. But I'm gonna be training no matter what I do. So,
awesome. And congrats on the nutrition.
Thank you. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen, and
exciting.
In order to, I think, help, you know, support both women like me and Johana and other women out there, I'd say go on social media, spread the word.
Speaking
follow
of,
us.
say your social medias, please, quick.
Oh, mine is Sabrina Maschue,
Okay.
SabrinaMaschue.
And mine is Johana Victoria. Johana is with 2 A's at the end. So
excellent. And then continue.
But yeah, just, you know, spread the word, because women's fighting is so small. You know, men's fighting is really big right now, which is awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, which is awesome, because it was never like that. And so now it's really big now, but
it was really fun to go watch too.
Yes.
I don't want to be like a weirdo, but I was screaming.
I think
I was screaming too. Oh my goodness.
No, it's like it's intense. I can't imagine what you two feel like, and I think it's excellent.
I'm like running around, screaming, jumping, running into people. Yeah.
Congratulations to both of you on doing that. It's just incredible. You were going to say one more thing? We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, as far as supporting, you know, women like us, I would definitely say, you know, yes, social media, and also just like, you know, show us some love. I feel like men's martial arts or men's fighting is so big. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like, you know, when the women come on, they're like,
they only care. Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a break. We don't have to watch this. Like, this is the intermission.
Just, you know, give it a chance.
Or they only think about like, oh, is she hot or not? You know. So I mean, look, that's a plus to women's fighting. They're hot and they're exciting.
I personally think that when the women get in there, they get in there to scrap. You know, I always stand by that. Women's fighting is so entertaining. Mm-hmm. You know, that
was pretty wild.
Just like men's, you know, just entertaining, can be high volume. So, I mean, I don't know about me and being high volume, but I know there is some really good women out there. They're worth the watch for sure.
Yeah, I think as you build
the support through going through the strength building and things, I think is the most important part. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, as it's okay. As a women's, you know, as women's MMA gets and fighting grows, there'll be more exciting women fighters. You know, the reason, you know, it's so overlooked is there aren't very many. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I will say to every one of you listening, your story isn't over. Whether you face trauma, doubt, or feel like you're starting from zero, there is power in reclaiming your space. Thank you, Johana and Sabrina, for reminding us that true strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising again with purpose. And don't forget, Senjutsu's women's only self-defense seminar is August 9th at 8 p.m. Whether you're new or experienced, this event could be the first step toward reclaiming your confidence and just having fun. Until next time, stay strong, stay ready, and stay inspired. Thank you for listening to The Alana Show. Have a great day.